most of you know her. We've already talked about her a little bit, Karen Lowmen. And she's interesting story about Karen is that I came to Sacred Grounds when it was over on 30th Street,
Yes.
right? And it was just this tiny, tiny little place. And I came because my friend Wandy Rodriguez was going to be performing at Sacred Grounds. And I think that was one of your first performances, wasn't it? Or what? Early on. And that was in 1997 or 98. My memory doesn't serve me too well with it. But I've been going to Sacred Grounds ever since I'm 36 now. I've been going since I was 22. So I kind of grew up with Sacred Grounds, and then I stopped coming for a lot of years. And I'd talked with Karen and met Karen, but I never got close to her until about 2 years ago. And so ever since then, I can actually consider her one of my best friends and my sister in a lot of ways, because we very much are in the flow when we work with each other. So I want to bring to the stage Karen Lowmen.
Thank you, everybody, for coming today. Jeremy took most of my lines here. No. But what I wanted to remind everybody of is that it's wonderful to have Virginia Drake back in Florida again. Truly been an inspiration, and we have so many things that are happening. It's just amazing. I just want to kind of highlight some of the things that Jeremy talked about, his meditation during his job during the day. And lately I've said, there's a difference between your job and your work. Job is what pays the bills, and your work is really what your passion's about, really what you do. So this is my work, okay? I just started a job the first time in 14 years outside of it, and at first I was really angry about it. I'm just like, oh man, I've been doing this coffee shop for 14 years. I was hoping to be able to get this thing going where it could happen. I could come in and enjoy my coffee house and just sit and watch it grow, because I planted the seeds and I've watered it and everything else. And it's happened, but it's not happened the way I wanted to see it, right? So, in addition to that, I started thinking about the job, and I've, got people in the back of my head going, you should be appreciative, you're appreciative. I said, I'm appreciative because that job came to me. You see, when you own a business, you really don't own a business. The business owns you. Okay? Which means that most of my time is stuck behind that bar or behind a computer or doing something or going through uncrumbling little pieces of paper going 444. 444. Okay. So when the job opportunity came to me, I'm like, okay, what does it do? It's a brand new program. Okay, we'll do that. Got in, job, no problem. It was put off a little bit longer than what we wanted to start, but that's beautiful because it allowed me to do some other things. Now I go into work. I take a couple of calls a day. And I answer a few emails, okay, and excuse me, and basically I sit there, and first I was bored, and then it's like, Karen, opportunity. So again, reading sacred texts, looking into things that I need to look on, so that I've got the time. So it's basically, I've been on the go so much that it's hard for me to stay still sometimes. And so this has kind of made me be still and really look at what needs to happen. And in the meantime, all this time I've been asking the universe and asking God, please, can we have people that can come in and do these things? So because I feel like I'm doing everything. Well, that job, which put me behind that desk, which kept me still. Now, Karen can't do these things because I can't get on Facebook and promote things. I can't do this, I can't do that, right? So what happens is that, and we need to move for a few reasons. We've outgrown our space, and we need to move. And so what that did is go, okay, it brought people up and said, you know what? Sacred Grounds could close. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time, Karen. Maybe it's time you need to start focusing on you. As soon as that would happen, we'd go from a dead night to a busy night. I don't think it's time to close, y'all. Things that are happening around us and outside. It's going to be, music, creative processes are all being taken out of schools, and people are being pigeonholed, just like what Virginia said. She says, you know, this is man's world. We want you to fit into man's world, and you do this and you do this. And two ladies had come in for the first time a few weeks ago, and we started talking, and she says, I've got goosebumps now, and she says, we were just having this conversation 20 minutes ago about how there's no creative support anymore. And I'm like, well, here's your answer. You've been asking for it. Here it is. Excited. Can we do some art shows? Can we do this? Can we do that? I said, absolutely. Okay, I'm here to hold the space. Excuse me. So, to make a long story short, basically, I'm like, I'm not able to do all these things. I'm kind of in this chair. Woo! And we need, if Sacred Grounds wants to happen, it's going to take more than just me, right? So that's when people stepped up. Karen, we have a surprise for you. We created a new website for you. I said, for Sacred Grounds? Yes, for Sacred Grounds. Awesome. And I'm stepping up to the plate. I can help do booking. And I can help do this. I'm like, wow. And one of the other people here says, you know, I'd like to learn more about some marketing and advertising, Karen. If you can just sit down and show me some of the things we can do, I'd be happy to do that. Beautiful. So what it took is Karen going and getting a job because she needed to be able to support herself, take some financial pressure off of Sacred Ground so that it can support itself, and these people come and do that. Now that's all love. Okay? We could have closed down. That's fear. Who's that going to help? Anybody? Nobody. So by taking the love and focusing in on that, that's when we spread the light and we help everybody, and we continue doing that. But we're helping ourselves by still holding a space here, because then we get to express ourselves, and then we get to talk about how we get to express ourselves, which is then reflected back to other people, and they're like, I want to express myself, and that's how that happens. I know we've got a limited amount of time, and I would like for everybody to do some eye work and stuff like that. So, you know, really, the story of Sylviane and her house and just letting go is really paramount, because we can manifest and bring things to us, but we also need to realize that when we put that request out to the universe, it may not come back in the form that we expect it to come back into. And so at that point, we need to let go and let God, as Virginia Drake says, and they will be answered. But it's just like, hey, I need to be making more money so we can support ourselves. Well, Karen, here's that job. I didn't want a job. So now I'm saying thank you for the job. Now I'm asking for the job to pay more money. So, because that's just the energy that will allow me to be able to not necessarily just spin my wheels so much. So however that's supposed to happen will happen, and we just have to let go and let it happen. I think there were some more things I wanted to say, but it's all good. And just, we all have an opportunity to shine our light, and we don't ever want to dim our light. And you're an example of the perfect person and the perfect being that you are, and shine on. So, thank you for the opportunity.